Fox 4 meteorologist Andrew Shipley at the WP Franklin Lock-in Dam, where a blue-green algae health alert was issued earlier this week. But we're coming to the end of algae season, and experts are telling me this season could have been a lot worse.
50-50 chance. And it always is. Every year it's a 50-50 chance because we can't figure out every single complex aspect of what makes a bloom. And sometimes it's just right, and we get this big blooms. And it's really interesting why one organism becomes the dominant and how long it can stay a dominant.
And while there are links between our spring red tide and Hurricane Ian, Dr. Rosen says the connection to this year's blue-green algae season isn't quite as clear.
It's very sporadic. There's been years when it's been really bad over here. I think it was 1995, 96. I was over here talking about it, and at that point we didn't know anything about the toxins. And yeah, there's blooms that happen. And again, it's so sporadic, you can't say hurricane gonna have a bloom.
That said, a hurricane's rain can add nutrients to the water, and its wind can mix settled nutrients back into the water column.
So hurricanes can do that. Strong winds can do that if it all blows. However, even that nutrient resupplied, what if it's at the wrong time? The right organisms aren't there. The opportunists aren't there to take advantage of the new nutrients. So that's why it's very complex to just say, okay, that's the reason.
Luckily, blue-green algae blooms are becoming more scarce. Only 5% of Lake Okeechobee is experiencing a bloom. That is down from nearly 90% of the lake earlier this summer. Dr. Rosen says it's likely because the blooms are running out of nutrients and the waters are beginning to cool.
Unless a form that likes cooler weather starts to grow, unless you get the nitrogen-fixing organisms that are taking advantage of there being less nitrogen for their competitors, and the ones that can fix their own nitrogen say, okay, everybody else is petering out, we're going to start to grow. Would it form the kind of bloom that we see with microcystis? It would be different. It's the ones that might bloom now don't have that gooey, gelatinous mass that they live in.
This algae season starts to come to a close. Dr. Rosen hopes the next season is just as forgiving as this one. In Alva, meteorologist Andrew Shipley, Fox 4.